So if I was 18 again, knowing what I now know after making 50K a month last month, what would I do to make money if I was an 18-year-old? You see, back in high school, I tried a lot of side hustles. I mean, I did a lot. I like spray painted Xbox controllers. I would spray paint airsoft guns. I would design YouTube backgrounds for people. I had a Minecraft server that I charged people to have a rank on. Like, I did all kinds of side hustles, but I never made that much money. And it's because I didn't understand the principles of making money that I now know that makes me, CEO level money right now. So I want to explain these principles to you and kind of show you how exactly I would use them if I was 18 and just needed to make some money, okay? You see, there's two different things you can provide to the marketplace. You can have a product or a service. So service is when you spend someone else's time and you do something like a haircut, like mowing the grass. And product is when someone buys something from you. So like these, a big day or an online product, whatever. And see, products are really hard to provide when you're first starting, because service is a lot easier for you to do because you have more time, right? So you can just provide a service. My brother had a detailing business. He detailed cars. So that's the first thing, is deciding on a product or service. I would obviously go with the service. So the next thing is, once you have something to provide to people, you have an offer, you need to have someone to provide it to. It's basically the traffic. And that was the principle I didn't really understand back then. So I would choose a service to provide. Now I would need traffic for that service. So it's actually a lot simpler than you guys could think. And some of you young guys can have an insane edge on this than older people, especially if you live in like a smaller town. All you got to do is make a freaking Facebook account, make some simple posts, and then get people to like DM you. Like, it's that easy. And then post the results or whatever you're doing. So I would say choose a very easy, simple job that almost anyone can do, and it doesn't require much effort. So I would choose mowing yards. Now, it sounds really boring, but let me tell you how it's actually a freaking money printer. You see, I worked for a landscaping company when I was in college, and they were printing money. And I wasn't making a whole lot. I enjoyed doing it because it's great. But it's very simple, because the grass needs cutting. People don't want to cut it, and it always grows back. It's like the best recurring revenue thing ever. And you get to be outside. You get to walk around. It's very easy to find like people who can do the job for you whenever you want to scale. So that's what I would do. I would start a landscaping business. So how would I actually structure like the product? How would I do it? Well, the first thing is you have to understand that it's recurring. It's kind of like software in a sense that if you just get users, if you just get yards, people don't usually let you go. Like, they'll just keep paying you to come do their yard. So what I would do is I would just, save up, ask money from my parents, ask money from whoever, and just buy a very simple mower and say, I'm going to go and I'm going to mow someone's yard, and I'm going to get a weed eater. And I'm just like, mow and weed eat. That's all I'll do. It's like mow and weed eat yards. That's kind of the offer. Like, I'll mow your yard and weed eat it for however much money. But here's the kicker. Anyone can do the actual product, but the hard part is getting yards on your list. So how would I do that? Well, like I said, it's a software. So once you get users, it's easy to keep them. So I would just say, hey, you get your first yard cut for free. That's it. That would be my offer to start with. That way, people would get their yard cut. That would get them on my list, and I would literally say, hey, when do you want your yard cut next? You want to get your next cut in 2 weeks from now or in 4 weeks? Just ask them that question. And they're like, I'll do 2 weeks. And so you get people on your list, right? If you do a great job, then it's kind of hard to lose them. And so if you do that, that's one way to get people. Then I would just start thinking about, how do I get more people on this list? And so you can say, you get a free yard cut for every person you refer. So now, yes, you're doing work for free, but you're gaining more customers who are going to stay with you for at least, even if you had an average of like 2 months, you still profit. You still did good. And so, yeah, that's a really, really good way to start that. And then from there, you just got to think, how do I work on the business and not in the business? So once you get it set up and you have yards on your list, you're mowing yards, how do you think, okay, how do I get more traffic and increase my offer even more? And so what I would do is I would start recruiting friends to work for you because they're going to need money, bro. Like in cutting yards for like high school guys, that's like the dream job. So start recruiting high school guys to work for you, maybe even middle school guys, and say, hey, I'll pay you $10 a yard, $15 a yard. And if you're charging $35, $40 a yard, then bro, you're profiting nice. And then, so that's how you get people. You just recruit guys to come work. And then how you scale this even further is like you start recruiting someone to go out and get more yards. So you say, hey, here's these flyers, here's these printouts. I'll pay you to drive around, and every single person that I get, you'll get a commission or you get whatever, or just pay them by the hour. Be like, hey, I'll pay you $10 an hour to just drive around putting flyers in people's yards or in people's mailboxes. So now you're not doing any work besides like recruiting these people. You have someone mowing the yards, you have someone getting more traffic for more yards, and then you just got to hire like a manager to then take over that spot. And now you have a freaking complete business that you're not even working in, and you're like 18, 19 years old. And guys, it's really not that hard. People are just so lazy. And that's exactly what I would do if I was 18. Honestly, if I get bored and move back to my hometown, I might do that. So if any landscaping guys, better watch out in the future, because you can just scale like crazy because the yards always needed done. You can have upsells. You can be like, hey, for an extra $20, we'll pull all your weeds. You pay your guys extra $10. You can have like pressure washing upsells. Like you can literally take this crazy. And if you provide a good service, it's so easy, guys. Business is easy once you understand the principles of like, you just need to have an offer, something that you give to people. So a service, in this instance, and then you need to have traffic, people who actually need to buy the service. So find people who are in need of getting their grass cut, which is everybody with a yard, and then sell them on it. How do you sell them on it, right? Give them that free yard discount, or call them up, do whatever. And that's it. That's what I would do if I was going to make money at 18. But hopefully this gives you guys at least some ideas.